and gentlemen, trans and non binary punks of all ages and denominations, welcome back to another episode of Not Just a Phase, and thank you for joining us in our fifth season. If you're new here, let me get this out of the way really quick. Occasionally, I tweet some nonsense on Twitter at NJAP Worldwide. Now, we're online at notjustaphase.net. We're on Instagram, Tinder, Threads, TikTok, Substack, Threads. Did I already say Threads? Yeah. And most importantly, Patreon at Not Just a Phase Worldwide. If you are interested, there's bonus content there, the video podcast, some news, behind the scenes stuff, and it's a Patreon. So, you can join for free, or if you'd like to choose to help support the expansion of this blogcast. Yeah, sure. Blogcast, the blog spot and the podcast. That would be appreciated. Big shout out to our partners in Block Medea. They're the boys in Modula Lunar. They do our video editing, and their band is awesome. So hit up Block Medea for video editing, or hit up their band because they rip. Yeah. All right. Did all that. Let's get to the show. Today's been a crazy day. Um, Today's guest, I haven't done this in a while. We're talking with an owner of a label. The today's guest is the owner of Milkcrate Merch, the pioneer of DIY or cry. His labels collaborated with some big names in the Scrams game and the emo world as well. Names like Versus Self, Burial Etiquette, Summer 2000, Camp Ghost, Misuenos, Santu Adios, and many
Miss
more.
Sueños son de tu adiós.
I usually just call them Misuenos. Damn it, Enzo. You know my Spanish is just miserable. But that's just some of the names on his roster, all amazing bands. And from tapes to CDs, shirts, hoodies, pins, stickers, the Milk Crate has a lot of merch for you to discover. So let's find out all about it.
Hi, I'm Cullen from Milkcrate Merch, and you're listening to I'm Still Cheering for the 1980 U.S. Hockey Team by Oakwood, right here on Not Just a Phase podcast.
We should kick it off with origin stories. What's your name? Where are you from? We'll start with that.
So my name's Cullen. I am from and currently living in Western New York. Um, but I started this in Seattle. Uh, I was living there, and yeah, that's where I started.
Now, presumably, I've already asked you, but you've heard this podcast before, correct?
Yes.
Cool. do you listen to any podcasts in your free time, or do you have any free time?
So I used to like consume podcasts like no other. I used to be a mailman, so I would every single day I would have like a podcast or two to listen to. Like I was the type of person who like knew what podcast came out on which day and like what hour. I would listen to My Brother and Me. The Story Must Be Told, which was like a fake religion. My dad wrote a porno. Last podcast on the left.
Wait, my dad wrote a porno is the name. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's about three British friends who all get together and like they just like will drink wine, and one of them, his dad, writes adult erotica, and then self-publishes on Amazon. So they just have the one guy read it and then his two friends critique it.
Awful. Okay.
Yeah. But once I stopped being a mailman, I stopped listening to podcasts as much because I was so burnt out on them. Um and my lifestyle isn't the same anymore. So now I just listen to a couple podcasts, mainly just last podcast on the left.
Yeah, it's a popular one with people when I usually ask. It's funny you mentioned you were a mailman. I just had a mailman on Friday night. I interviewed the guitarist for See You Next Tuesday. Drew.
Oh,
He's a mailman as well. So he
terrible
does
job.
music all that. Yo, I you know what's weird? I said this to him too, but it was off record. But I always thought like being a mailman would be a cool job because like for like I don't mind walking all day. I don't exactly look like it, but I used to do it. So just like walking door to door with my headphones in all day, just dropping off mail, like I could fuck with that. But every time I've applied like so many times, I just like I don't know, maybe they hire internally, like some nepotism type of shit, or
So
because it's
they
government
do,
work, right? So
they're supposed to only hire internally for the upper positions. Like you literally have to start at the bottom in order to get anywhere in the company. Um, like whether that be you get hired as a mail carrier and then you do that for a month and then say, I want to be a manager, you still have to start at the bottom.
yeah, well, that's pretty much most companies, depending like yeah.
Well, like you can't be like a supervisor at like UPS
Mhm.
and then get hired as a supervisor at USPS. You
Oh,
have to
okay.
be like a carrier or a clerk first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to just
Yeah.
like deliver mail for Canada Post or whatever. Because, like, yeah, like I said, walking around all day wouldn't be terrible. I've done labor jobs that are a lot worse. And
That part is actually pretty nice,
mm,
especially if you do the same route every day.
mm,
That part is great. It's everything else that's just awful.
yeah. All right. Well, we are here to talk about
Yeah, yeah.
your music and shit. That's interesting, though. What sort of passions and hobbies are occupying your free time outside of music?
Um, well, the one reason I am so efficient as a label is because I don't really have hobbies. Like,
I hear that.
in
Yeah. Okay.
I collect like, I like to collect things, like I collect video games, I collect movies and stuff like that. But I live in a small village, so there's not much things that I'm able to do. I can go for a walk. That's about it. So like this is my hobby. That's why I'm able to do everything so fast, you know?
That's very relatable. I also live in a village where all you can do is go for a walk or go to the three bars in town. Like there's nothing here. It's a one
Hmm.
horse town kind of thing, right? Crazy. So let's do origin stories. How did you first get introduced to, I don't know if you started with punk music or just any type of music that isn't mainstream genres?
Well, I think I was like always like this, like straight from birth. like my first favorite band was Simple Plan. Um, and then like, that just kind of spiraled from there. I think I was born in the right time to like grow up being a fan of like pop punk music. So like Blink-182, Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, Bowling for Soup. That was really what I liked up until middle school. And then most of middle school, I just listened to the radio until I was like, I think 15. I found out I had a half brother and we had a lot in common. So he shared a lot of music with me. So like he was the first person to show me like My Chemical Romance, Bullet for My Valentine, Escape the Fate, and then like through that I found other bands like Alisana, Silverstein, Hawthorne Heights. So I've always been into this music, and it wasn't until like my freshman year of college I was following some girl on Twitter, and her name was The Plot and Jew, and she just shared a screenshot of Ryan Mitchell Did Nothing Wrong by Old Gray. Listen to that. I was like, this is exactly what I've always wanted to hear. And then it just spiraled from there.
Very cool. Old Gray. That's awesome. And just from just somebody you followed online, they posted
Yep.
something.
It was like I
Hmm.
found Old Gray. They had a split with Tiny Moving Parts. Tiny Moving Parts was I had a car that had a cassette deck. Tiny Moving Parts put out a cassette. I started collecting cassettes through Skeletal Lightning because I believe that was what they were on at the time. Found other bands and then just through labels that did cassettes, found more bands until, till now.
Crazy. So you play any instruments or have you played in any bands?
No, I used to take guitar lessons. Um, I tried, I just can't, I'm not like able to just get it. I don't know. I don't think I have the discipline enough to like practice music. So, like I tried learning Damn It by Blink-182 on the bass, and like the rhythm of that took me so long to learn. And I was just like, oh man, like yeah, I don't know. Music just doesn't like translate well for me to learn, so I'm just not able to do it.
You know, you say you're not able to do it, but it does get easier. Like your first rhythm's going to be a pain in the ass. Your first three chord power song, if it takes
Yeah,
you a fucking week or a month to learn it and it still sounds like shit, like that's where you start. You know, like I'm not a great guitar player. I can play, but I'm not very well. And it took me years and years to like get anything down to a reasonable to the point where anybody would actually like want to play with me. So it takes time, but if you want it, you can get it. Or maybe it's just not your instrument, man. Maybe you're a drummer or something. You never know.
that's true.
Yeah. Never know. Never know. So let's get to the label though. How and why did you start this label? Presumably because you're a masochist?
No, it's because I'm a hater.
Oh, okay. Let's get it.
So,
You
um,
came to the right show.
yeah, like I said, I started like collecting tapes in like 2014. So tapes were like really important to me. But tapes are like one of the easiest things to DIY. And so when I was a mailman, I bought like a ton of tapes from a DIY label. I won't name names just because that's rude. But
I respect that.
in in the time that it took for this, like for me to get these tapes, the label had like went on a hiatus and forgot about my order. So I like emailed them and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah." And so they send me all the tapes that I ordered and I'm playing them and I go I pop in every single one of them. Only like two were listenable. One was just blank. And then I got another tape the same day. And the tape was just so bad. And I was just like, man, DIY sucks. And so then I was just like, actually, let me see how hard it is. So, I had a friend who made like lo-fi hip hop beats, and I put that out on tape, and then I also put a Singapore band out on tape because I really wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I didn't want to just write off DIY as a whole, saying that it sucks without like attempting it myself. Um, and that is how this label started, purely out of spite.
As a man who started a podcast out of purely spite, well, half spite, half a joke, saying any asshole could do it. I respect that. That's very funny. And you know, they always say if you want something done right, do it
Do it
yourself.
yourself.
Do it
Yep.
yourself. Hilarious. Very cool. So what's your favorite part about running this label?
Um, oh God, I don't even know. Um, so I'm not able to like play music like instruments. I've tried. We've talked about that. So like being able to be a part of the scene that I love so much and like take part in the music that I love so much without making it, I think that's my favorite part. Like still being able to like, I don't know, just be there.
I get what you're saying. I miss being in bands. When I started this podcast, I thought it was a great way to become more in touch with the scene, the music I love, the community, and helping bands if I could. I never thought I'd actually be able to help anybody, but yeah, it's a cool way if you can't play music, you know, be a part of it however you can be, right? It's very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. So obviously, what's your least favorite part about running the label?
Oh my God. I think the least part is this is gonna sound bad. I hate competition. Um,
Oh
Mainly
yeah, fuck
because
the competition. Sorry, go
no, not that.
ahead.
I think like competition breeds innovation, but at the
Mhm.
same time, like this is DIY. You shouldn't like feel resentment towards someone else because they're the competition. Also, like you shouldn't sell yourself short because you have to worry about the competition. Like this is supposed to be for fun, you know? Like you're supposed to have a good time about it, and like so sometimes there's just like, oh man, how am I supposed to keep up with this label when they're doing this awesome thing? I can't do that. And so like that's kind of like a bummer because I don't like to think that way. But I'm also a realist, so I do think that way.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I mean, like capitalism in general has made everything a competition. I look at other podcasts that are successful and I'm like, wow, great, that's good for them. But I'm also like, fuck, like they're doing better than me, you know, like, and that's just like ingrained into us as consumers in a capitalist like system, right? There's almost no way around that mentality and that thought process,
Hmm.
whether you really want to agree or sign to it or not. It's just, it's there. Like, and especially, you know, you're running a business. So of course you're going to view other businesses as businesses and do the comparison, you know? It's unfortunate, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Is there any specific label you look up to, or maybe
Um,
you modeled your business after originally, or
so label,
hmm
no.
okay,
However, there is someone who like was my like inspiration for screen printing, because that's a big part of my label. Is they have an Etsy and I think they have a website. The Etsy is called Retirement Fun, and I think their Instagram and their website is like vegan patches. Um, it's just some guy who makes DIY patches, and they're super affordable. When I first purchased from him, they were like $1 a piece. And so like I kind of took that model when I started doing this to make my stuff as affordable as possible. And then I reached out to him to like tell him how he inspired me to like start doing this. And I told him how like, I started working in the screamo scene, and he told me that that was really a nice, he was like, wow, that's such a nice thing to hear. And he was like, it's funny that you're in like doing stuff with screamo because when I was younger, I was printing and running merch for Circle Takes a Square. So it kind of feels like I'm following exactly in his footsteps. So he's what my inspiration was for printing. As far as like being a label, that was just pure spite. There was no inspiration for that.
That's awesome. That's very cool though. What what advice, if any, would you give to someone who's contemplating the idea of starting their own label?
No one is forcing you to start a label. Like I that's a crazy thing to say, but like no one has to start a label. There's a lot of people who will start a label and then they just do the wrong thing and then they get in trouble with a lot of people. Um, the best advice that I've given to a lot of people is to not do pre-orders right away. Do pre-orders once you kind of have um, a reputation, people can trust you, but and I know Larry Records has said this before, but if you can't afford like the maximum $200 to put out a CD or a tape release, maybe don't be a label. I know that's again terrible, but it's also kind of the truth because it's not just about you, it's about everyone else. Um,
For sure.
it's about the band you're working with, the fans that like those bands. A lot of people, you know, are involved in this thing that may just seem like a one person, operation, but that's the best advice is to just not do a pre-order right off the bat. You can get yourself into a lot of trouble doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense. People are counting on you. You're literally running a business, so if you don't have a little bit of capital to play with and start up, don't start up.
Hmm.
That makes perfect sense. Even when I ran the first Not Just a Phase compilation, I pitched the idea to David from Zegema Beach Records, and I was like, what do you think it would cost to do 50 tapes? And he gave me the price, and I was like, holy shit. Um, let's say I don't have a couple hundred lying around right now, but I promise
Yeah.
I can sell you 50 copies like within 24 hours. He's like, I'll roll the dice. I think you could sell 50 in 24. And we did. And
Yeah.
it paid off for the second one. And we're doing Not Just Phase Volume 3 this year as well. So now I can give all, if not majority of it up front. But
Hmm.
I didn't realize like even for cassettes, like shit's not cheap, man.
No, I mean, like, you gotta think about it. Whether you're self-dubbing or having it professionally dubbed, there are ways to make it affordable, but it's still gonna cost something, and someone has to pay for that. I know there's a lot of like, oh, you shouldn't be making money in DIY. So like a lot of people don't like to talk about money, but also I just like to be as realistic as possible about everything.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're I understand like if you're in DIY, no one wants to be profiting off of people, but if you're running a business, you do need to make a profit margin. You
Hmm.
don't want to be making a loss because then you're just fucking yourself over.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like we don't want to all sit around and be flexing and talk like corporate assholes, but we're not trying to fucking burn our own pockets.
Um, I had one release like that almost just killed me. Um, there was like some mistake or whatever where like I was doing a run of tapes and when like it came down to like how much I had to pay, I was like, all right, what do I owe? And then they were like $7 a tape. And I was like, what do you mean? I sold them for 8. And I was like, payment processing fees, like does the band get a cut of this money? How are we paying that? And like that almost like I was at a point in my life where like $50 was a big deal to me. So like,
Hell yeah, still is for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like that almost ruined, I almost like shut down the label because of that. So it's important to like make sure there is some sort of profit to keep it going.
Yeah, well, because you want to keep it like that's why you started it, right? You
Yeah,
didn't start it to stop it in a month or whatever. You wanted to see how far you could go with it, right?
exactly.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So you said you were talking to the guy who used to do like the screen printing for Circle Takes the Square, and that was kind
Hmm.
of like the he did the patches and whatever, and he was an inspiration to you to get that started. You're doing the screen printing yourself right now?
Yeah,
Okay, very
yeah.
cool. Very cool. So, did you start the like with the intent of making the label or intent of making the merch? Like which came first
S-
here?
So, first it was the label. Like, my first three, I think my first three releases say Milkcrate Records on them. Um, and then one release said like Milk Crate Co. because wasn't really sure what I was doing. But the origin story for that was started as a label, and then I started teaching myself how to screen print. I was making patches and stuff like mainly patches for things that I would want to wear. And then I like made a bootleg Seisha shirt. It's like I only made two of them, and it's like Hello Kitty flipping the bird because there's like this really old meme that's like a copy pasta for kitten core. Um, it's very hard to find it. Realo Emo shared it on their Instagram in like 2020, I think, but
Oh,
it's saying that like
shout out David.
shout out Dave, I hate you. Um,
Yeah. What's this meme? All right, yeah. Yeah, what's this kitten core?
the meme was just like, everyone knows the real emo copy pasta, but it was just like real kitten core consists only of Seisha because when they were trying to break in their screams were Mews like little kitten, just something like that. So I made a Hello Kitty bootleg shirt with Seisha.
That's funny.
And it was kind of like a shit post, and I sent it to Summer 2000 because at the time his Instagram was basically just a shit post Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, I'm learning how to screen print. Can I like do you give me permission to like print your logo?" And he was just like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I did it, and he was just like, "Oh my God, can we sell those?" And I was just like, "I mean, like it's just crappy DIY stuff." And he was like, no, like I like it. And so that was the first time I ever made like band merch that wasn't like a tape. And then I met up with him in Utah to give him like his half of the shirts. And then he and I got like met at some brewery and I drank like cream soda and I talked about how like I was thinking maybe I should make band merch and he was like, "Yeah, I don't think it's a pretty novel thing to do." And that's how that happened.
That's hilarious. Especially because I had my next question regarding so like you did a co-release split with Real Emo with the
Hmm.
Sinking and Arms Like Roses split. How did that come to fruition with your good buddy
Uh,
David that you
David just said, "Hey, Cullen, do you want to do this?" And I was just like, Yeah, sure. That's it.
Oh, okay, sick.
Like,
Big story.
yeah, no, there
Yeah.
wasn't any like lore. David, he went to college in the village where I'm from. So like I know him personally. Um, I've ate pizza with him.
He was on the podcast talking about pizza. Well, he was on the podcast co-hosting when I interviewed Newfound Interest in Connecticut.
Oh, I love
Um,
that band.
yeah, they're amazing. But yeah, we got into pizza, so it's a weird. And he's from your village, small
No,
DIY world.
he's from Long Island, but he went to college here.
Oh, word. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. I didn't know that was the connection. That split, beside aside of it being absolutely fucking flawless. Excuse me. It's sentimental to me because like it was the first music review piece I ever wrote. Um,
I remember being in the group chat and then they're like, "Oh, how can we get some like publicity about this?" And then someone was just like, "What about not just a phase? They can write about it."
oh, that's so sick. Well, yeah, at the time, Elias was the main writer. Like I'd written like maybe two articles about whatever opinion pieces, but I've never written like a music review before. Um,
Hmm.
and I think he was just busy that week or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to take a try at it. If it sucks, it sucks. I mean, I'm not charging them for it. So hopefully they like it. And then they said they did. Presumably that was honest. And I've had other people tell me they really liked it. So I was like, cool. Maybe I'll write music reviews, I guess. And I've
I
been
think,
doing it. So I was pretty
yeah,
happy
I
with
think
that.
that was like a very cool asset to like provide to bands.
Yeah, we'd been doing reviews for a bit there, but I hadn't personally written anyone yet. So I'm just very grateful for that split, for that opportunity, for how long that's been. Yeah, it's just really cool. And fuck, what a good split. I don't know if you still have copies left. If anyone's listening,
I
fucking listen
don't.
to that split. Good. That's a good thing. I don't know if Real Low Emo still has any, but
I think he did
Sinking in Arms Like
CDs.
Roses, Sinking in Arms Like Roses are so good. That was a crazy split. My favorite emo split of what was it, 2023?
Man, the one thing about this whole thing is everything changes so fast that 2023 feels like forever ago.
It does. Yeah, it's wild. Especially like when you're running any type of DIY, like as a label, a podcast, as any sort of like business or marketing, like everything, like a fucking week. There's so much music that flies by within that week, and you don't get a chance to like go back to
Hmm.
it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like crazy, crazy. Well, we were talking about your printing, and I wanted to get back to that. Your very first long sleeve print was for Versus Self, if I'm correct.
No, my very
Oh,
first long sleeve was for summer 2000, the first one I ever did.
so I
Yeah.
wasn't correct. Okay.
We did so I picked them up at Joann's Fabrics. Uh, White t-shirts and white long sleeves, and then we tie-dyed them.
Okay. I missed that. Is that on your Instagram? Did I?
I don't know. I honestly might have archived it.
I don't think I saw it on there because I was scrolling through it and I believe the first long sleeve piece I saw it was that versus self sleeve with
Yeah.
Kyle's pedal board on the back.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so cool. You're stepping up the merch game, from t-shirts to long sleeves. It's a lot
The
extra sleeve.
Yeah, that one was the first sleeve I printed on. So
Oh, okay.
that was a learning process that I am still not confident in. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, it was cool.
So there's extra challenges, I'm assuming, printing on the sleeve as opposed to the chest, which would be more standard.
Yes, it is
Hmm.
not what you expect. Like just learning how to even put the shirt on like I think it's called platen. Uh, that was tricky because the obvious way you do it is not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to like put it in through the neck, which I never would have guessed.
Interesting. I know nothing of this world. whatsoever, like for the merch side and stuff. So that's very cool. With that piece specifically, I know it was done by another artist. Are any of the designs for the merch you've released have been your own aside of the Seisha bootleg?
Um, I think like maybe 40% of them have been mine, and then the bands will either provide me with a design or like they'll ask me. I just started commissioning this one kid who does an incredible job. And he's so fast and he's so efficient. I'm really hoping that more people commission him. His name is Fascinating Doodle on paper, dude. But I've commissioned him twice, and I think that's the second person I've commissioned. Because yeah, I'll draw them myself, or the band will give them to me.
Very cool. Very cool. You've made some very cool merch as well. Like everything from hoodies to enamel pins.
hmm
What's your wildest aspiration that you'd like to bring to life in terms of merch?
Okay, so this will be like if this is able to be pulled off, you guys heard it here first. Don't tell anyone about this because if it doesn't I don't want too many people to know it. Make it like an in-group piece of knowledge.
You can keep the band name out if that's what you're worried about not coming to
No,
fruition
it's totally necessary to know the band name.
here. All right.
Um, I had this idea and I commissioned someone to do this. Uh, Larry and I are going to be putting out tapes for the band, and its name was Epion. And it's going to be a double case cassette where there's only one cassette, and in the other case is a cassette-sized Gundam model kit.
Get the fuck out of here.
And if this is able to be pulled off, this is going to be the Jerome's Dream Orchid 10-inch skull split of cassette tapes.
Of cassette tapes. That's mental. So a Gundam kit the size of a cassette.
Yeah.
Does it correlate with the artwork for like that release?
Well, and it was and its name is Epion is a Gundam themed band.
And I've seen their artwork has like that style to it as well, right? Is
Right.
that sorry, is this release a new release or is this
No, I think it's just like their discography.
okay, wait, that's
Um,
what I was, yeah, yeah.
I 100% put myself on this project because it was something with just Larry and the band. And then I was just like, Larry, you suck. Hey, Epion, here's a baller ass idea.
I hope Larry hears that. That's great. And its names Epion are also really sick. Great
Yeah.
band. Great band. Very cool. Yeah, I hope that comes to fruition because that's I'm always super into like interesting, unique merch.
Basically, I have this like idea of if I am able to think it, I will do it. Bless you for those who aren't watching. Um,
I had the mute on. Thank you though.
uh, like one idea that I'm like a little excited for if I get around to doing it is I have a sampler sheet that I'm gonna make a tape for of like every band that I've worked with. And the J card I want to be a zine on how to screen print.
That's super sick.
Yeah.
That's super
Um,
sick.
so like really the only thing that I'm waiting on is just like to finish writing up that how to screen print in zine style.
That's so sick. I am gonna put this on record because I'm gonna forget about it. But I had this like weird like night. I was like drifting in no sleep. I don't know if you call that a daydream because it was that night. but I had this like I'm pretty sure I was dreaming, but it came to my mind. I woke up and called it Document 34, and I wanted a document that I could make where it had like a huge list of screamo labels, what their socials are, Facebook groups that you could check out, like International End Music, Twin City Screamo, shit like that, subreddits, just like a document for like if you're just getting into screamo, like where are you guys
That's really
finding all this
cool.
screamo? And I wanted to call it a document, obviously page 99 tribute. Um, I don't, oh, and 34 because the rule 34, if you can think of it, it exists.
Yeah,
And I don't know if there is a Screamo document for like a kind of like a new Jack package type idea. So I'd like to put that together. And now that I've put it on record, hopefully I will.
you could like give it to like anyone who makes a zine and a QR code.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's a sick idea. We should be
Thanks,
doing
I'm an
some collab.
innovator.
No shit, Mr. Cullen. We should be doing some collaborating. That's a smart mind. I like that because I was thinking that too. I'm like, how do I get it around? Like, obviously, I would post it everywhere, you know,
Yeah,
and just kind of hope that. And then I was hoping like it could be added to. I could like keep it going once it's started because it can't be like a one all.
just keep updating it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Um,
it's a running idea I
I
had last night.
I am very much an ideas man. This one I feel confident or comfortable like talking about because it should be getting delivered to me today. But you know about like the ZBR Larry Wars?
Yes, I do. I have my ZBR crack pipe in the mail coming right now. the,
All right,
the
well,
one hitter made. I was calling it a crack
I'm
pipe. 'Cause
yeah,
it's a
I'm
glass stem. No one's
currently
smoking weed
waiting.
out of like a glass tube like that.
I mean, who knows?
I've never seen anyone do it. I'll tell you that much. Not out of a straight hit. But all right, sorry. What I got?
Uh,
Well,
um,
yeah. What do you want to know?
Today I am expecting a big order of deodorant that says Milkcrate doesn't smell like Larry Records. Trying to clean up the
Hilarious.
scene, making everyone smell better. I'm gonna be the show hero at every DIY venue.
That
You
is
have no
so
reason
funny.
not to stink now.
I need to have one and just display it. I would never use it. Obviously, I'm an emo fan, but I
That's
just
the
like
that's the worry.
there was a company that was doing soap for a while. They did like a soap collab with Koyo. I think they did one with Anxious as well. And I was so bummed that I couldn't grab a copy, like a bar, sorry. But I was like,
Yeah.
I would never fucking use it. Like I would.
I mean, it's like Ben Quad did hot sauce, and back in the day in like 2014, it was either Tiger's Jaw or like Joyce Manor. They did like matchbooks. So I've always like been super like interested in like unconventional merch.
Yes, same. The one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I don't know if this was even real, but Mom Jeans made like a double-ended water bottle.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, just like a singular tube with two pop outs, like the nipple, like bottle cap tops on the end.
I mean, I have a fiddlehead umbrella.
That's so sick. Oh, I love unique merch. That is so cool. Man, I would love a Joyce Manor matchbook too. That'd be wild. I have a Less Than Jake matchbook that came with a repressing of Anthem on vinyl.
That's so cool.
Yeah, very cool. All right. What's the second song you picked? Tell us what it is and why you picked it, please.
The second song I picked is I think Chrysalis by Bedlam Bedrest. the reason why I picked this song is because, yay, I'm a real label now. I'm a big boy. This is my first vinyl release.
Congrats. Very good reason to
Thank
pick
you.
it. When was this first vinyl release? How long ago is
Um,
that now?
hasn't even come out yet. The order
Oh,
is in though. It's
oh,
projected to be here in March.
okay. Very cool. I was gonna say I didn't see any on the Instagram, and I
Yeah.
don't, as far as I
No,
know,
it's a
that's your only well, that's the only source I could find to research your work, right? It's just that page, right?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're stepping into vinyl.
Yep.
Congrats. That's fucking
Thank you.
awesome.
It
Um,
was something I never wanted to do, but
yeah, I can't imagine. Well, since you're doing it, because once I don't think people start, or I don't think people realize this, because I sure as hell didn't. When you start a sort of project in DIY, like I don't know, a label, a podcast, advertising, anything like that, you just start doing bigger things. If you're doing well at it, you jump from tapes to vinyl. You get a couple thousand followers. You make a fucking Patreon. You always want to keep the ball rolling, see how far you can go with it, right? Especially if you're
hmm
enjoying it, doing well at it. So you were gonna have to do vinyl eventually if you're successful. It happens.
yeah.
So congrats. What's
Thank you.
um what's the variant looking like? Is there anything cool coming? Like what's the whole package like?
So with this, I am doing um complete package, tape, CD, and vinyl. Um, don't tell anyone this, but for the vinyl, I had never designed a vinyl, so I just looked up the LP one for American football and just kind of copied it.
Do you want me to cut that out of the podcast?
No, you can keep that in.
Because you said don't tell anyone. What do you mean you copied it? Like,
So, LP1 has the album cover on the front, right?
yeah, the
I
artwork,
had
sure.
no clue. Yeah, I had no clue what to put on the back. The back just has a random picture and then like the the song names, who the band is, and blah blah blah. I basically just used the same picture I used for the inside of the CD fold, threw that onto the back, and then I just copied the formatting of the text. So like I didn't rip it off, I just used it as inspiration.
Oh, okay. That's not a fucking that's not like a copy my homework but change your name. That's just a like
Yeah.
lots of people have taken a standard format for a layout.
hmm
Yeah.
The cassette is really cool because Bedlam Bedrest's EP cover is a stamp. So I basically made the J card on the cassette look like a letter. Um, Whereas like the track listing is in the return sender spot on a letter, it's like doesn't follow the rules of a normal J card. So I think that was really cool.
That is cool. I'm excited to
W-
see all that comes out.
One thing about like I guess my like tape releases is I don't like usually let the band know what the art like the J card looks like. Um, so like I just did February and the sticker on their cassette tape was a Lisa Frank sticker sheet. Um, didn't tell them I was gonna do that. Was just hoping for the best and they loved it, so it all works out.
That is very cool. It's very cool. So you've done lots of collaborations, clearly spoken about some already. How did you get involved with BSDJ label?
Um, Mainly just a fan. I was just as far as like DIY labels go, I think that BSDJ is probably the coolest label to ever exist. Um, like I'm not a huge fan of bedroom scrams, which is what he does a lot of, but
Mhm.
like game recognizes game and BSDJ has massive game. Um, so I just like through appreciation and praise, and then one day he was just like, "Hey, do you want to do American Distro for me?" And at the time, I was just like, "Yeah, absolutely." So that's kind of it. And we've just been friends. He lives in Japan, so sometimes he'll send me like Digimon related things that you can only get there. So I appreciate that.
That's funny. My buddies, uh, my buddy in not just a phase, my buddy Tom, we randomly came across the subject in the group chat, and he said, hot take, Digimon is cooler than Pokemon, which I was like,
It is.
no, no, I disagree completely. I think it's both like virgin dorky shit, but I
Yeah, of
also
course.
I listen to emo and screamo. Like I'm not judging, I'm just being an asshole. Um, but I was like, even when I was into Pokemon, wasn't like super into Digimon. But it's weird that people still are, I guess, for
Oh,
both. I
yeah,
gotta see.
it's pretty big right now. Um, a little piece of like information. Digimon isn't a Pokemon ripoff. It's just Tamagotchis for boys.
I see that.
Like that like that is the official like description.
Really? Tamagotchis wasn't like a gender specific toy, was it?
No, I
They weren't like
mean,
Polly Pockets or anything. Like they were just
you
like
raise a baby. You raise a
true.
little alien baby. So the company that made Tamagotchi was just like, how could we market this to boys? And the answer was to take these alien babies that you raise, make them dinosaurs that kill each other,
Yeah, that sounds like something boys would definitely go for. That makes perfect sense.
especially in the 90s.
Oh yeah, you make it flashy enough, put some primary
Yeah,
colors on it, turn it into a cartoon, maybe some anime vibe to it. Sold. Hilarious. I was more of a Neopets guy.
love Neopets.
Yeah, it's so good. I want to go back to that big like omelet mountain now. Whatever that was. It was like a cave with like an omelet, some
I
egg
played
thing.
Neopets, but I could not figure out how to get like money. I always wanted the Halloween brush.
Oh, word.
Never was able to figure out how to get money in that game.
I don't know how I did it, but I was balling in Neopets. I don't remember how it worked, but like I was balling at it.
Did
That's
you know
so
Neopets is just is like one of the biggest cash cows for Scientology?
man, every time I have a conversation on this podcast, I learn almost every time I learn some fucking weird what? How? Go off?
Um,
What?
the person who made Neopets, he eventually had to, and someone in
Sorry, he
Scientology
had to
bought
what?
it.
He had to
He
what?
had to
Sorry?
he had to sell Neopets,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
and then someone in Scientology bought it and it just became like such a huge like source of revenue for Scientology that it's like been given like trophies or whatever. And
The
I don't know if
fuck?
they still own it, but yeah, there was like a while where it was like a huge source of revenue for Scientology.
Yo, I'm glad I got out of the game before I started lining the pockets of those psychos. What the fuck? All right, we're way off topic, but that is
The
amazing.
story.
No, no, don't be. The show is known to get off topic. That's the point of it. What I what I wanted to talk about before I realized my childhood website was funding Scientology. Um, let's talk about emo violins. That's emo
All right.
violins. Emo
Yeah.
violins, not emo violence. How did that all come together with Nick G, who is the violin player in Gingerbee? Was it through the
He's in
BDS?
Ginger Bee? I didn't know that.
Was that
Damn.
was that through the BDS DJ connection?
No, I think it's because I anyone who messages me, I will respond to unless it's something like dumb that doesn't need a response. Um, so I don't know, like I know a lot of people like find me approachable for that reason. So it was just, you know, Nick G, he just asked me. He was just like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I love covers, so yeah, I would want to do that. But also, it was just such a cool idea that you know, had no problem saying yes to that. Uh, he like made a little skit for the video, or for like the announcement, and then in the tape it has like a comic strip in it of that's basically panel by panel the contents of the video. So that's really how that came about.
Interesting. I was scrolling through here. I don't know why I have that Nick G is the violinist for Gingerby. I don't actually have any proof of that, but I have it
I
written
don't
down. So I think
I
I
know that he has played with Godfuck. I think that he's
okay.
like the I think he's like someone who's just like if you're playing a show, he'll be like, "Yo, can I play violin with you guys tonight?" And I most bands would be like, Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?"
okay, okay. So maybe he has done violins for them on a recording, and like
Maybe.
not necessarily a permanent member or something. Maybe I'm gonna check into that right after this. I'm gonna shoot a message over to Gingerby and be like, "Did you guys?" Just to clarify, because like I don't know why I have that written down if I have no solid proof of that. Interesting, but he is definitely the one who did all the violins on the compilation. Like, how did that all come together? Like, you just got shot a message over, and they're like, "You want to like help
Yeah,
release this as an American distro?"
yeah. No.
No.
I think he's American himself.
But BSDJ put that out as well with you, right? Was that not a co-release for the emo
No.
violins?
No,
Really?
that I as far as I know, it was just me. Um,
Okay.
I think I'm 90% sure that was just me. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think BSDJ did it.
Don't quote
Uh,
me on anything. Apparently, I fucked my research hard on this question.
yeah, don't quote me on that either.
Okay, word. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, Nick G reached out to me personally and was just like,
Hmm.
"Hey, do you want to help me put this out?" And it's like, "Yeah, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard."
It's so sick. Yeah. Maybe I'm just making the connection of Ginger B and BSDJ because there was a Ginger B cover on that compilation, the vinyl. Or
Yes.
the
Yeah,
violin,
there
not the
was.
vinyl. Getting tongue tied. Just making connections that may or may not exist. Don't worry about me.
I also I might just be a little off because the same day I also put out a tape for this band. I don't know how to pronounce the last part. It's Lobi Lo Bianco. So I did two tapes on the same day, and I'm pretty sure BSDJ put out CDs for that one.
Oh, okay. So maybe it
So
was all being posted
maybe
around the
I'm
same time.
confused. Maybe BSDJ put out CDs I for the violin and not Lobi Lobianco. I don't know. I
It,
just know that Nick G reached out to me personally.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's a very cool compilation of
Yeah.
covers. It's wild. That is the important part, that it was very sick. I think it's probably one of the most creative compilations because not only is it all covers, but it's all covers on an instrument that isn't a generic band instrument like, your standard guitar,
hmm
bass, drums, vocals.
When he told me the title, that was really what sold me. He was just like, "Hey, I have an emo cover compilation called this." And like before I even like heard the song, I was just like, "Yeah, that's funny. I'll do it."
Yeah, I was immediately in love. Also, violin is just a beautiful sound, but
Yeah,
that's the same
absolutely.
way it hit me too. I read the title and I was like, that's fucking hilarious. It's amazing. Very good. Corny wordplay. That's awesome. So, what's been your favorite release for your label so far or for last year, whichever
Oh my
makes it
God.
easier.
Um,
Can you pick a favorite out of all your children?
it's no, because like honestly, I forget about everything I've done. Um,
Preach.
yeah, I don't even know what would be my favorite. Oh, um, I just put out all three albums for the band Forests.
Okay.
So they're not screamo. They're like math pop emo from Singapore. One of my all-time favorite bands. So that is my favorite just because it is my favorite band. Getting that opportunity is crazy. Um, it would be like if Kyle from Versus Self got an email from Francis from Hopalong and they were like, "Hey, do you want to be featured in a Hopalong song?" That's like the same thing for me. So
Wild.
it was a very big deal.
Well, sometimes they say never meet your idols. So,
This is true. The singer of Forest has the same mannerisms as one of my bosses that I really hate. So,
ugh. Yeah, that can happen. I mean, hey, that's not bad, all things considered. It could have been a lot worse.
yeah.
Especially when it comes to musicians, just like in general, knowing how, especially in these types of genres,
Hmm.
broken people make good art. It's really the easiest way I can put it without getting too far into it. My next question, I guess we already went over it, which is really funny. I saw you story post that you're moving into the vinyl game this year, and I wanted
Yeah.
to ask if it was a repress or a new release. So I had that clocked already. It was just coming up later.
Completely new. I like I was very happy that they said yes. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I felt kind of bad because I was just like, "Hey, can I do tapes? Hey, can I do CDs? Hey, I have literally everything. Can I just do a vinyl?" Um, and so like I wanted my first vinyl to be kind of special, which is why I hadn't done one yet.
For sure.
Um, but also, what's more special than like essentially an exclusive,
Yeah.
you know, tapes, vinyl, and CD under the same label?
And
That's
that'll be
very
your,
rare.
no kidding. And that'll be your first, like, I guess I'll call them all three major formats. That'll be your first, like, physical across the board like that, right?
I did CDs and tapes for Oakwood,
But not the
um,
vinyl as well.
but not vinyl,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. You're hitting the major three, right?
Yep.
Very
So this
cool.
is like a pretty big deal for me.
Fuck yeah.
Um, if you're a fan of I Hate Sex or February, definitely check out that band. It has Chloe from Yesterday's Advice. Uh, I don't know what instrument she plays because I've seen pictures and live recordings, and they're all playing different instruments every time, so I don't
Okay.
know who does what.
One of them switcheroo bands.
Hmm.
um, do you have a favorite screamo release of the year from any label? I know we're only at the tail end of January, so maybe if 2024 is easier.
That's so hard because like my Spotify Wrapped, like my top artists were all bands that got canceled that year.
Damn, you got
So
a fucking you got a bad day.
it's
You,
so like it's hard for me to be like
if Cullen from Milkcrate is fucking with you, keep your eyes on that band because
yeah,
I don't know.
if I don't know about you, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, if Cullen fucks with you heavy, you might be a piece of shit.
Like let me tell you,
That's a wild coincidence.
when I
What?
was told
Oh,
that I
yeah, yeah.
was like the top 0.1% of this band and they got canceled, I was so upset with myself. And then I got the next song is like your most played song. That band also got canceled.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
So like
I gotta ask. I can bleep it if you want, but what two bands?
um I was in their like
Oh
top
yeah, that was a bummer.
0.1%.
That was a bummer. They make
Uh
good music, but yeah, that was a
oh
bummer.
man, yeah. I loved their music so much. And then um yeah, no one really does.
Oh, okay.
They had allegations. They told me personally, like, oh, this is old news. We've already taken care of this. It's not anything to be worried about.
And
And
that
then they
does
never
happen.
made,
Like that
and
can
then they
happen.
never made a, yeah, it could.
Yeah.
But then they never made a public announcement about it, and then they
Okay.
just never made a post again, and then they just deactivated their Instagram recently.
Sus.
So, like, you
Hmm.
can't defend someone if they can't defend themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you.
Um, but but yeah, it's hard for me to know what is my favorite release of the year because of that reason.
Do you want me to block this part out? You want me to cut it or you want me to keep it?
Um, you can block out the part where I say what bands because like I don't want any like
Mm,
negative heat to them.
hmm. Well,
Um,
I mean,
like
they earned it, but sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. It's up. I have a, for full disclosure, I have a science fiction poster from Brand New on my wall still over there. I haven't taken it down. I should. It sucks. I love Brand New. And I have a whole playlist that's just called hashtag canceled because there's a lot
Yeah.
of really good bands that
I
are
was
made by
just
really
talking
shitty people. Like it
I
just
was
it is
just
what it
talking
is.
last night how there should be like Canceled Fest
Oh, dude.
2025,
Holy fuck.
brand new headlining, Jank,
Yeah,
Party Hats.
I've made this joke to my buddy, one of my older buddies who got me into hardcore, 1,000 times. I've done the canceled fest too, and like Michael Jackson's gonna be there and everything. Like it's like I'm talking like a Coachella of canceled fest, like all genres, like just like a big fucking greasy party of shitty fucking artists who made really good music, but were really terrible, terrible people. And
hmm
let's get off that. Um, all right, no emo related subgenres allowed. It's the first time I'm asking this question. If you were forced to
Ooh,
listen to only one genre of music for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
this is a tough thing for
Can't
to
be
ask
emo.
me.
Can't be emo.
Right. This is a tough thing because I very publicly like this is like a very publicly known thing about me. I only listen to emo, screamo, and math rock. So,
No like
um,
weird hyper pop or K-pop or
I mean, like
I
there
don't know,
are some
grind.
things that I listen to, but like that is 90% of what I listen to. If I had to pick like a non-emo related subgenre, it would
Hmm.
definitely have to be like Russian post-punk though.
Okay, wildly specific. Why?
I have a playlist. It's called like I think it's called Goth Putin Can Lick My Boots, and then like the picture is oh God, what's his name? He's like my favorite celebrity. Hashbula.
The fuck
Um,
is Bula?
Hashbula. He is.
Is it the little
I
short
think.
dude?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking hate that guy. Fuck that. No, fuck that guy. You're famous because you're short and you look like a child. Like that's the only reason he's famous. There's nothing else that like it
No,
just.
I think he got famous because of like the stuff. He got canceled because he's like misogynistic. But
Oh,
he's
word.
also. I think he's also like some sort of religion. I don't know. It's
But
irrelevant,
but he's
but
canceled. That's cool because I always hated that
yeah.
little shit. I just don't like him.
Um,
It's-
but yeah, Russian post-punk.
okay,
It's great.
really. Yeah, I'm not like super into post punk. I just because I don't like listen to it. I can't say I like dislike it though because I don't know it.
Imagine, okay, so you know how like Joy Division is like pretty good?
No. Yeah, sure.
They
Actually,
have
you
a
know what? I
few
take
good
it back.
songs.
I don't like post punk because if that's the example we're starting with, it's not my cup of tea. But
Okay, so you know
I'm not
how
gonna
The
shit on it
Cure
though.
is awesome?
No, God damn it! All right, now you've solidified my opinion. The Cure. This is a hot take, and I'll ask for your most unpopular music opinion. The Cure wrote "Just Like Heaven." That song fucking bangs. right?
Yeah.
Slap track. Everything else they've wrote fucking sucks that I've heard, anyways. I don't care for any other song that they've written except for that. Also, Taking Back Sunday covered Just Like Heaven and did it so
Hmm.
much better than The Cure ever could have.
Crazy. Let me see
Yo,
what album is. Okay. Um,
crazy.
Dinosaur Jr. also covered that song.
What? I bet that's a
Um,
sick cover.
it's crazy. But yeah, Molcat Doma is really good.
The fuck is Mokat
They're
Doma? Is this one of
they're
your Russian
Russian
post? Okay,
post-punk.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
They just did it better than the British could.
doesn't seem like a hard thing to accomplish, but based on what you're referencing as examples. That's great. So,
I mean, like you said, it had to be not emo, so
yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. What since I got onto the topic, the question I like to ask, what's your most unpopular music take?
I like have a lot of hot takes, but
Oh,
I
same.
can't think of one at the same time. Um, I have no clue. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Hot Mulligan ruined emo.
Fuck. Um, I'm a Hot Mulligan fan, but go on. Yeah, yeah. I'm curious because
So
I can see this.
I think that Hot Mulligan, they're fine. There's no reason to not like them. However, I don't like them because I don't like the Wonder Years. And I
Where do
don't
you
like,
where do you see the Sonic connection? As a massive fan of the Wonder Years, you suck. I also don't think that Hot Mulligan and the Wonder Years sound a lot alike, despite both being very pop punky.
I think that's what it is. So I think that the Wonder Years revolutionized pop punk music. Pop
Absolutely.
punk doesn't sound anything like it used to in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yep.
And
Whole
then
different sound,
there's
whole
a
different genre completely.
whole subgenre of emo that is just pop punk vocals with like some emo riffs.
Yes, I call it
I
sad boy
don't
pop punk. I
I
call it
don't
sad
care
boy
for
pop
that
punk.
type of emo.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I call like the Hot Mulligan type stuff like sad boy pop punk because
Yeah.
it's not emo. It has a little emo influence, but more like the mall emo type of pop punky shit. It's not real shit by any means, but I still fuck with it. So yeah, I just call it sad boy pop punk. But you don't like the
Yeah.
Wonder Years either?
No.
Fuck.
I don't know. I
The
couldn't get
absolute
into them.
absolute kings of sad boy pop punk. Love the Wonder Years. I not even a month ago was looking at oh, fuck, what's it called? It's their 7-inch EP from fucking forever ago. Oh, that's gonna bother me. Of course, I have a brain fart right when I'm trying to talk about it. It's the with the Mike Kennedy is a bad friend EP. You're not gonna know. You're not a Wonder Years fan, are
Yeah,
you?
I wouldn't know it.
It's
They
got You're
have
Not
that
Salinger. Get
one
over it.
they have that one song that's good, and then the rest of their music is ass.
Throw this whole fucking episode in the toilet. It's never seen the light of day after that
Dude, you asked me
disrespect.
for a hot take.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was gonna piss me off so much. Oh my God. Why am I brain farting? Okay, it's like '07 it came out. I have to find it now. So you're gonna have to give me a second. I'll edit out the dead air in between if I can't find it real quick. Mike Kennedy is a bad friend. Why can't I think of the titles and the artwork and not the fucking EP name? Oh man. Ugh, won't be pathetic
Sleeping on
forever.
Trash, a collection of songs recorded 2005 to 2010.
No, I believe it's won't be pathetic forever. The EP is called Won't Be Pathetic Forever. Please back me up here. It is. Bam. Yeah, Won't Be Pathetic Forever is the fuck, dude. Let's listen to it front to back. That is the EP that revolutionized pop punk and made it into like sad boy pop punk that had doesn't really sound like Blink or Green Day or any
Yeah.
of the poppier pop punk that was like, I guess we now call skate punk, I guess.
I think that's I think it was originally called skate punk and then
Mm,
it became pop punk and then
mm.
pop punk got revolutionized. So then I think it's more accurate to call it pop punk, skate punk.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I considered like Lagwagon, NoFX, and Blink and stuff like that, like Offspring and stuff, to be pop punk when I was a kid. And now
Hmm.
people are calling like the Wonder Years pop punk. Now you can be different subgenres, sure, but they sound nothing alike. Like,
Right.
aside of the pop element, but it's just too far to be the same genre in my opinion. So glad we had that talk. Really disappointed you don't like the Wonder Years though. I think every time I ask someone for a hot take, I've never really been like pissed off. That one pissed me right off. All right. Well, you know the show. We're getting near the end. Couple of silly questions. What do you listen to that could be considered a guilty pleasure, either by yourself or others? If you don't believe in guilty pleasure, since you run a fucking emo label, um, what do you listen to that I wouldn't expect that I could probably rag
So
on you for?
in high school,
Mhm.
the answer would have been I set my friends on fire.
Great
However,
answer. Great
now
answer.
now the kids love that band. They're all like, oh, they were ahead of their time.
They were.
They're amazing. They're goated.
They are.
And
I agree.
yeah, but like they were also a guilty pleasure band because
Oh yeah.
nobody liked them.
No.
However, I think like my most true, longest standing guilty pleasure band is the Bloodhound Gang.
You're still fucking with them?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
just a couple months ago, I bought a sealed copy of Hooray for Boobies on cassette tape from, I think, like Europe,
Why?
because they're awesome.
You just
Jimmy
got.
Pop is a great lyricist.
I don't know if you were like insane or just have more money than you should, because that's such a
It was
strange
like
perk. Oh,
$20.
all right. I was trying to think. I was like, was that expensive?
No, it wasn't.
That's so silly. I can't. I only know like two Bloodhound Gang songs.
I mean, like, you know how everyone's like, the roof is on fire? That's them.
That's them.
Yeah, the roof is on fire.
Yeah,
That's
we don't
them.
we don't give a fuck. Let the motherfucker burn.
Yeah, that's them.
That's them.
Yeah,
That's weird. I never even considered who was the original creator of that. Huh. Okay. Well, they say you learn something new every day. You know what's usually coming next year. If you could punch any one person in the face as hard as you can, one punch, no repercussions, who would you punch and why?
Kyle from Versus Self.
And why?
They just need to be put in their place.
Yeah, the ego's gotten out of control.
Absolutely.
Yeah, evil never meant. Like it's a TikTok riff trying to collect TikTok money for it. They've gotten out of control. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a great answer. It's an absolutely amazing answer.
Also, like, they got me into barefoot shoes. That like put me down, like that lowered my stock value in the dating scene so low.
Mm,
I don't know if I'll ever be able to like recover that.
probably
That's their
not.
fault. I
For
know.
sure. You're not wearing those things in public, are you?
I have to.
What? Why? Don't you just like run in them?
Oh,
You don't like actually wear them for
no.
just casual, like day to
Yeah.
day. You're wearing them for day to day. I thought they were specifically for
Uh-huh.
running and jogging or
No, they're like specifically for just being not having your feet hurt.
so they're comfier than shoes
Yeah, they're
because
so
they
comfortable.
look like a glove for your foot and they look fucking stupid.
Oh, I would never wear the ones with individual toes. No.
That's the ones Kyle rocks.
Yeah, they wear like a ton. They have like only they exclusively wear barefoot shoes. They make like just casual ones
Oh, okay.
and they look like clown shoes.
Are they stupider looking than Crocs? Because I know what the individual toe ones look like because I've seen Kyle rock
They
them and post
so
them.
Imagine normal looking shoes that look like clown shoes. Like there's been times where I'll see like a picture of me and I'm like, wow, that was a great outfit. And then I look at my feet and I just sigh. But like at least my feet don't hurt.
I don't know if it's worth it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Listen, I'm 30 years old. It is worth it.
I'm 34. I'm still wearing Converse. Just take the fucking pain. Stretch out when you wake up in the morning. Stretch out before you go to bed. Like I'm a fucking decent. I'm 6'1". I'm heavily overweight. And I'm just still stretching and wearing flat shoes. Just stretch. You'll be good, man.
I don't know. I wish I could.
Fuck, that is wild. No wonder you want to punch Kyle. It's out of control. All right. What is the most illegal or dangerous thing you've ever done that you're willing to put on a very public podcast?
I am a law-abiding citizen. Um,
The shoes should be illegal though, by the sounds of
I
shit.
don't I don't know if I've done anything illegal because I am a saint. I'm really trying to get into heaven.
For real?
Um, no.
Okay.
Uh,
I'd be like, I'm
um,
not going to shit on you for having religion. I just, just not.
oh, okay. So like this
Mhm.
isn't like cool or anything.
Well, it doesn't have to be cool, just illegal or dangerous.
I have a collection of state IDs on my wall.
From your,
Anyone. I steal them from people. They give them to me. I have two Kyle IDs. Uh, I just secured a Washington ID. Um, Allegedly that's illegal.
that is the weirdest fucking collection. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's weirder, but it's one of the weirdest ones I've heard of, collecting other people's different state IDs. Are you trying to get like the whole map kind of thing, or like what's the?
I don't know the end goal. Here,
Yeah, I was
let me
gonna. What
flip the
is the end
camera
goal?
around.
Yeah, please, please.
Uh, you see all my IDs? It looks like a serial killer trophy
What
wall.
the fuck? And there's like lights on them and shit too. There's fucking Dexter over here with the. Look at them. What the
Each one of them is my victim. One kid,
what
I
are you
found a
swiping these at bars? How do you come? How do you get somebody else's ID?
you either steal it or you ask. One
Oh,
kid offered
yeah.
me his ID without even knowing that I collect IDs because I found an out of print shirt under my couch.
Okay.
And so I mailed it to him. And then I was working merch at a Versus Self show, and he goes, "Yo, remember me? I said I'd trade you my ID for a shirt." Completely forgot. This kid sold himself out. And then he was supposed to give me an expired ID. So he just
Right.
like pulls out his wallet, hands me his ID. I could tell he hesitated a little bit.
Sure.
Whatever. A couple days later, he was like, "Bro, I gave you my current ID. I had to pay $50 to get it back." And I was just like, "Don't care. That sucks."
Sucks to suck, dog. Look at my collection. It's got lights on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is fucking hilarious. Uh, fuck, I had a question. I don't know where it is now. Hopefully I didn't just lose it. Um, how does one get into collecting other people's IDs? And how many of them are not expired on that wall?
They're all expired.
Okay, cool. But how many of them
Yeah,
were expired? Like when you get them, are they usually expired more than off?
typically,
Yeah,
because
because that
that's
would
how
make
I
sense.
find them, is I'm
Right.
at someone's house and I see it laying around,
You're like, yoink.
and if it's expired, yeah, typically they get yoinked.
Got to be the strangest answer I've had for that question. That definitely the strangest answer I've had for that question. Congrats. You now
Cool.
have the heavyweight title for strangest answer. And that's fuck because we've had a lot of strange answers on that one. Wow. All right. Moving along, wrapping up. If you had to pick a new animal mascot for your label that wasn't a cow, This is a very you specific question because
Oh
I've
my
definitely never
God.
asked it before.
I mean, like cows are everything.
For real.
I would, well, a lot of people call me the goat.
Okay. You'd be
Goats
goat.
give milk.
You'd
So
be
like,
goat milk merch
yeah,
or
I don't know.
goat crate.
It would have to be something milk related, and like goats are like the only thing I can think of.
It checks out. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Let's wrap talking about your label before we call it.
cool.
Is there any upcoming releases you're able to tell us about? Anything on the horizon?
Um,
Anything you want to
Anything that I
promo? Yeah.
know about? No.
Hmm.
I don't think I have any secrets. I already exposed the Bedlam Bedrest drop.
Which I appreciate.
Um,
Very cool.
I am trying to facilitate a split, but musicians, they're not always easy to cooperate, so I don't want to like say that just
True.
yet because like
Yeah, yeah.
that might. But if it
Cassette split?
does, no, it'd probably be like a 7 inch.
Cool.
So if
Okay.
it does happen, it'll be really cool.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, I think that's it as far as like unreleased stuff that I can talk about
Hmm.
because I don't think there is anything else that I know of.
So the projected year is still a little I mean, we're only a month in, not even.
I mean, like stuff that's like happening soon is, you know, there's a lot that's happening soon. I mean, like as
Plug
far as
it.
like t-shirts go,
Yeah, plug it.
I'll
Let's
be
let the
doing
people know.
shirts for Journal,
Zach.
Ribbon Fix from the
Nice.
90s,
Oh wow.
Stella from Eugene,
Okay.
um, Weed Apart from Kentucky, uh, Four Winds Away, they're a metalcore band from California. Oh God, there's so many things that I can't even like think of, but those are like the big ones. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And what do you want to accomplish with the label in general? I mean, you stepped into vinyl now. Is there any specific goal or milestone you want to hit to be able to say, you know what, hey, I made it. I'm happy now. Like, when would you be
Um,
good to end it? Because you like we talked about, you want to keep pushing it. You want to keep seeing
I
how far it can
don't
go, right?
I don't want to end it. I want to be a real label.
I mean, you're a real label. You're putting out physicals. You're
Yeah,
putting out
but
merch. You're shipping.
there is
You know,
like as far as like the public eye, there's a difference between like DIY and real labels.
You are a
So
DIY label for sure. Okay.
there's levels. I would like my perception to be indie label next and then real label.
Huh?
Um, so I think of it as like who I have to beat. So like Larry Records, gonna smoke him soon. 2025, he'll be in my dust.
Shit. You hear that, Eric? It's
Then
coming. It's coming.
like Top Shelf Records, that's the next milestone. Be where
Hmm.
they're at.
For sure.
Then then like after that, Wax Bodega.
Mm.
I know that's all very ambitious. Larry, that'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah,
He's
you've already smoked
nothing.
self first. I'm sure by now. So
Yeah. There's like a lot of I mean,
just yeah.
Kyle had motion, but they really dropped the ball when they like went on tour. They like took like a 6 month break. They'll never be me. Um,
They're great. It's just not as big anymore. That's just what it is. They're
it should be like instead of crate, it should be like a pallet.
okay. So that's your goal. You want to move from a crate to a pallet. Like
Something, I don't know.
what defines the real label? Like I understand what defines a DIY label, obviously. Um, but what do you consider to be a real label? Like what does it take till you say, "Oh, now I'm a real label"?
So the difference between DIY and indie is nothing but image. Um, like I would say like I think counterintuitive, maybe even top shelf. I think those are still indie labels. It's just how you present yourself and how you like operate. But the difference between a real label and a DIY label is so Everything Seems Better Now by Versus Self is on Wax Bodega.
Hmm.
You can go to a record shop and find it,
Ah,
a
okay.
brand new copy. That is the difference between DIY and a real label
And that's your
is being,
definition. Okay.
yes, is
Yes.
being able to have a distribution system where record you can get your releases in record shops.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. That's a great way to define because I'm like, I mean, you're a real label, but yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Great answer. Awesome. So, if you could give the whole world a gift, what would it be and why?
If I could give the whole world a gift,
Hmm.
um, probably UBI.
Ah, universal basic income.
Yeah, I hate jobs.
Fuck yeah, I hear
Get
you.
rid of them. Um,
Or at least a 4 day work week.
oh, let me tell you. I have a 3-day work week. I work 7 days a week. I work 3 days at a day job, 4 days at Milkcrate.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
Before I dropped down to 3 days, I was doing 4 days. Life changing.
Word.
A 4-day work week, 30 hours a week, genuinely changed my life. Um, if Milk Crate stops being cool and I can't do it anymore, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I don't think I can go back to working 5 days a week. That is terrible. 4 days is the way to go. 3 days, even better. Um,
That's so funny.
but yeah, my gift to the world would be like $2,000 every single month.
Shit. It's not terrible. Well, I mean, depending on your rent prices, though, two is just not even going to cut it.
I mean, yeah, but like the whole idea is that it's supposed to help, it's supposed to supplement, not
Yeah, yeah,
replace, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, so you'd still have to like probably have side work, right? Part time
Yeah.
type shit, which is all anybody should have to fucking do at the most, honestly. But all right, off of that, any last shout outs, plugs, causes, anything you want to speak on at all? Let us know. Actually, you know what? Before you do that, what's the outro song? What's the third song we're gonna play
The
after you
outro
tell us?
song,
Yeah, and why'd you pick it?
the outro song is Lucifer Loves Me by Summer 2000. Without Summer 2000, I would not be here. Um, he is definitely like the first major stepping stone to this label. Um, I started this label in Seattle and then moved to New York. Had it not been for Summer 2000, this label would have died in Seattle. So shout out to Jacob. You're the best.
Love Summer 2000 as well. So quite happy to play that for the outro. So any last shout outs, plugs, causes? Anything you want to talk about?
Um, I want to shout out a few bands. Stella, they they're killing it in Eugene. Aspartame, they're not on my label, but they are probably one of the best current emo bands. Go check out their new EP if you haven't heard it already. They're really killing it. I can't believe how good they are. Uh, I think that's it as far as like, shout outs. I mean, there's always like my friends' labels like Warm Walk Records, Self First, Larry Records, Oliver Glenn and Honeysuckle. They're all really good friends with me, so definitely check them out.
Hell yeah.
And also listen to Not Just a Phase podcast.
Hell yeah. Thank you. This was,
Also,
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
one like fun piece of information, the first shirt that like I ever created, I used to work at Hot Topic. and they did like some in company contest where the employees could design a t-shirt. You could submit an unlimited amount of ideas, and the winner got like a $60 gift card. Um,
Ooh, how nice of
and
them.
and if your shirt sold out and they reordered more, you would get $5,000 gift card.
Well, that's all right.
Um,
That's all right.
my shirt, I don't know if mine was ever reordered because I quit after they printed it.
Oh, you'd think
But the
they'd
sh
contact you though, regard.
Yeah,
They,
no,
they
they wouldn't.
fucking should. No, they wouldn't,
They're a
but they should.
terrible company. They're one of the worst companies ever.
Oh, word!
But
Shout out Hot Topic. That doesn't
I
surprise
know,
me at
right?
all. That doesn't surprise. I have
Uh,
no idea, but it doesn't surprise me.
but the shirt said it's not a phase, mom.
No shit.
Yeah, so
That's
kudos to this
jokes.
podcast.
That's
Um,
jokes. That's so funny. Yeah, I was surprised that the pod name hadn't been taken yet. It's there's a gay cafe somewhere in the States that's called Not Just a Phase. Obviously, Not Just a Phase is a pro queer slogan.
mhm.
But there's no podcast called Not Just a Phase. There's another podcast that came out about 2 years ago that has a very, very close iteration of this name, and I'm not going to give them the shine. They can fuck off. But yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for coming to chat. This
Yeah,
was
thanks for having me
super,
on.
super funny and a lot of good informative information.
Little known fact, I'm hilarious.
No shit. Yeah, this was good. This was good. It's nice to have funny people on, and I haven't done like a label chat in a while, so it's cool. It's nice to
Yeah,
be
when I
supporting.
first asked about it,
This was a
I was
while
like, oh
ago.
no, I don't know if he does label stuff. Also, one last thing before I go.
Mm.
This is like, I'm sad I didn't say this for my hot take,
Oh shit, yeah, I get it.
and I've just been thinking about it since. Creed is just emo music with an old man voice. If you don't believe me, go to everyone listening, go to Creed Spotify, listen to the first 5 seconds of all of the songs on their top five Spotify. Every single song has an emo guitar riff. The guitar is an emo guitar riff. If you were to take out the lyrics or the singing, it's an emo song. Every single song.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go check that out right after, and I'm gonna try to in my head pretend that their vocals were closer to an emo vocal to see
Hmm.
if that would translate entirely. Because if they're just an emo band with vocals that are not emo, if you were to switch up the vocals, maybe a little bit of the like if they got emo guitar riffs, they could be an emo band if it was covered properly.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out into the universe, and I hate that I did that because I'm not a huge Creed fan, but maybe I'll change my mind after this.
You might change your mind
Mm.
when you listen to Creed with this context.
Oh, fuck, I hate where this podcast takes me sometimes, but I I hate that. But I've loved this conversation. Super, super appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. This was awesome.